It is Thursday. We are simulcasting for free today. So if you're watching on Facebook, which is right down here, if you're watching on Instagram, we're going to open that up right now and let Instagram jump in as well. So we got YouTube Live, we got Facebook Live, and we got, as always, our patrons. So if you're one of my patrons, feel free to message me. I want you guys to jump on this show. All right. So let me know who you are, though, and where you're coming at me from. We'll do some Packer Nation roll call as we get started today. I'm going to pay attention a little bit to the Facebook feed here. We're going to see if any of our patrons jump on. We're talking Packers Raiders tonight, just in a few short hours. Packers taking on the Raiders, and the thought being we might actually see a glimpse of Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Jones tonight. It's a possibility. Still, from what I've heard, not absolutely certain, but I, for one, am hoping to see him. But this is for me. I understand that the risk is there with Aaron Rodgers getting out on the field. I know that, but I do want to see him. I kind of have this weird curiosity that's different than most years. With Mike McCarthy, you kind of knew what you had. With Matt LaFleur, we really don't. We know that there's going to be more motion. We know Aaron Rodgers appreciates that side of the offense. And frankly, we know we're not going to see a lot of that tonight, but I do want to see Aaron Rodgers. So heart me up, thumbs up if you wish to see Aaron Rodgers as well. All my notifications are going crazy, so it must be game night, and it's good to have Instagram as well. We announced you earlier and brought you on late. That's how it works out sometimes on this show. Packers versus Raiders, and, obviously all eyes will be on Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is able to play, is slated to play. Let me get some things going, but you don't want to see too much of him. You don't want to risk him too much. Let me wave at a few people. You don't want to risk him, but at the same time, for fans in particular, and now we're playing tonight in Winnipeg, so those Canadian fans really want to see him. But the NFL and the Packers don't owe the Canadian fans necessarily a glimpse of Aaron Rodgers on the field either. It's more important that he stays healthy. Overall, the most important thing is for this team to get out of the preseason healthy, which means they can enter the regular season healthy. We got Oren Burks, who supposedly is not going to take as long to heal as we thought, might not require surgery. I, for one, am not assuming that Oren Burks is going to be a big part of this defense at this point. I don't know about you guys, but that's the fact with me. I just can't buy it. The guy, his rookie year, he struggled a little bit. Then he gets hurt his sophomore season before the season even begins. So you've got, I think Curtis Bolton is stepping up, and that I'm happy about that. I do like Ty Summers. He missed a ton of tackles, way too many. But, we're going to try and live with that for now, and hopefully that changes tonight, because this team, and I know I'm going to wave at a few more people here on Instagram, this team needs to learn how to tackle. Am I right? I mean, come on. It's so basic to football, for crying out loud. You got to learn how to tackle. You got to be out there tackling. And we did not see it for the first two preseason games. I want to say 24 missed tackles game 1, 19 missed tackles game 2. That is off the charts bad. We got to get that corrected. That's what I'm looking for. I do want to see Aaron Rodgers, but I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers get hurt. But that goes to the offensive line, who we've talked about. Some upgrades made, and hopefully they work out. Now, right now, it looks pretty good. Melissa is here. Robert is here. Lance as well. Let me catch up on a few comments on Facebook, which is a little bit behind in the simulcast, but that's okay. It's all right. It's good to have you guys as well. It's good to have our patrons as well through Get Vocal. We are live on YouTube. I'm going to check in here, check in there, check in on Instagram. My goodness. I'm multitasking. What can I say? And this is all for free. I'm hoping to bring some people into the Patreon page, patreon.com/Packer Nation. That's where I break the stuff down. Lee is here. Trent is here. Lee is one of our patrons. And also a supporter. So, jump in, guys. All right. Rick says everyone's – Rick Motti, hey, man. everyone's scared to tackle and get fined in the NFL. NFL's made sure there's not hard tackling. Yeah, and to some extent, I understand that, but the technique of taking the head out of the tackle, the Seattle Seahawks are still very sound in their tackling, but they've found a way to take the head out. Now, I'm not gonna name dirty teams, dirty plays. We all know Danny Trevathan and Devontae Adams and all that whole story. But to me, the issue is, this is a team that goes out. They are taking bad angles right now. And this is for 2 games in a row. So the whole practice thing, we can only do it in practice. I don't think I buy that right now. Taking bad angles, they're not hitting the target zone, and most part they're failing to wrap on the roll tackles. Profile tackles I haven't analyzed as much, but this is a team that's not doing a lot of good fundamentally right now. And you can drive hard to the ball. You can drive hard right through a player's thighs, eyes on the thighs. You're not going to get flagged for a solid tackle. Never has there been a time in the history of the NFL, if you go out and you tackle the way you're supposed to do, you tackle through them, you wrap, you lift, you do the roll, depending on whether it's a profile tackle, combination tackle, a solo tackle, whatever, but solo tackles in particular. If you're wrapping, lifting, and driving through them, you will never, ever, ever get a flag for that. The NFL would not exist if good tackling was eliminated from the sport. Heart me up if you agree, because this is the thing that we're seeing out there. This is a Packers team that we're not loaded with folks that are targeting, trying to use their head. What we want is good, sound, fundamental tackling, and we're not seeing it. So tonight, I'm going to have my eye on that. I do want to see Aaron Rodgers, but there's another Aaron that I want to see as well. And that is Aaron Jones. I can't wait to see this running game change, because we struggled last week. And we've struggled basically throughout the preseason thus far. I think Dexter Williams had a good first week of preseason football, but then last week really was not good at all. And want to see this running game, because this is what we're kind of excited about, is that we're going to take a little stress off Aaron Rodgers. We're going to take a little risk off of Aaron Rodgers, because we are running the ball more. And I see Leah's here on our Patreon page. Good to see you. Gotta say hi. And I'd like to see all the rest of you there as well on our Patreon page, patreon.com/Packer Nation. Or if you want to support us, patrons are considered shareholders here because we're Packer fans. Supporters on Facebook are considered shareholders because we're Packers fans, and we can. And we have a good time. But it's good to see everybody. And I do have, it's a little late in the afternoon because I do 1 o'clock on Thursdays, but I've got coffee going right now. I just needed it. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week. And tonight we got some Packer football. So who else are you looking at? Go ahead and name names if you wish. Let's check the Facebook comment line, see if we've got some. Mark is asking about the O-line. Yeah, this is a real point of what Brian Gutekunst hopes is improvement. Billy Turner seems to be the real deal. But honestly, I thought Byron Bell was a nice pickup last year before I saw him actually play. And then it's like, no, this is not working out at all. Our right guard situation last year, very, very poor. Billy Turner, not only can he lock down that spot, I think, but then he's also going to, become, if in worst case scenario, he can play tackle. He's played every position on the field. Remember, we've been very fortunate to have Corey Linsley for every snap of every game, and I'm now knocking on wood again. Because this is a Packers team that has been, beat up, quite honestly, ever since 2010, for crying out loud. I mean, we had 15 players on IR on our Super Bowl run, came from the 6th seed, and were able to win it all. So that's positive in one sense, because this is a team with grit. Aaron Rodgers was there. Pretty much nobody else. Tramon Williams back in the fold. But, this is a team that would love to have a season in which they stay relatively healthy compared to the rest of the league. And Rick is saying Jenkins should unseat Taylor for left guard. And that's another conceivable upgrade. And we've said this from the beginning, since before the season began. If we can upgrade from Lane Taylor, this line could be one of the best in the league right now. You got David Bakhtiari, as long as Bulaga stays healthy, which again, and I find myself knocking on wood again, of course, Billy Turner looks like an upgrade. Corey Linsley should be a Pro Bowler. And either Lane Taylor having a better year or Elton Jenkins, who has the athleticism and the youth on his side, making Lane Taylor expendable, or, Lane Taylor could be a very acceptable backup at this point, and I think he still makes the team. Could be very good for the Packers and very important because, look, we've gone through 2 years of Aaron Rodgers being injured. Thumbs up if you're ready for that to go away. Let's keep this guy clean. Let's make sure he's not having to throw the ball away all the time like last year. Let's hand it off a little bit to Aaron Jones. Keep Aaron Jones healthy, hopefully. I mean, Aaron Jones, if he is just healthy from December to February, I think we got a shot, to be quite honest, because we got Aaron Rodgers out there, and it seems like he likes this offense. Some good things happening in Packer Nation. And I'm getting some thumbs up now. All right. It's game day, baby. Brett is saying it right now. John, I need to see better tackling or we are going to be in the same shape as last year. It's sad to say, John, but I agree with you on that. You look at the schedule that we have, and if we don't tackle better, I've said this, we're going to lose a lot of games. If you run the ball more, you're expecting, Aaron Jones can take it to the house on any given play, but you're expecting this to be a little bit more of a, we know LaFleur likes his shot plays too, but you don't know yet if this is going to be a 30-point offense on average. We came out with 28 in the first preseason game. But, depending on how the defense plays, it doesn't necessarily matter, but we've got to tackle better than this. That's fundamental football, and that goes to coaching and players on the field just doing what they've been doing since they were 7 years old. And I've said this all week. It's such a head scratcher for me. I don't understand it. And I know some of you are baffled. Also I see the penalties being mentioned. What's up with Josh Jackson, another guy I'm going to have my eye on. Now, this is a guy that has gotten back to practice, I believe, on Sunday. And you want to see him second year. You've got Tony Brown out there performing, Tramon Williams in the slot corner position. They played Jackson in the slot corner quite a bit last year. You want to see him take a step forward. We don't know what the situation is with Kevin King and Jackson, second rounder. Now, this is a guy, again, you don't want him to become the next Josh Jones, who just never performs or performs on such a spotty basis that he becomes expendable when his contract is up. Now, I don't think he's Jones. I want to see him on the field. I'm going to have my eye out. I want to see the kid play tonight. All right, Scott is asking me, what do you think of the defense? It's a great question because I don't know what to think of the defense. I don't know. Are you with me, Scott, on that? Because I don't know what to think. I feel like there is all the potential in the world. Secondly, and I think this might be the most important point, I think Mike Pettin, when he releases the Hounds, heart me up if you agree, I think good things might start to happen. Like, I really do. I would love to get Kevin King back. I want to see Josh Jackson take a step forward, but I really like what I'm seeing out of Tony Brown. And there are those out there believe this defense could be top 10. I think on paper, I tend to agree with that right now. But the whole problem is, where's the tackling? To stop an offensive play, you have to tackle the player to the ground, or at least slow him up to the point that the whistle is blown. So far, we can't do that. Are you kidding me? That is the biggest negative so far of probably this entire offseason, is the tackling being so poor. And I guess I'm just old school. Nobody's going to heart me up for saying this, but I feel like you should be able to tackle by now. If you're making money to play football, you should be able to tackle, and we're not doing it. So I hope that we see a change tonight. I did catch a clip because remember before, if you've caught my other shows, I've mentioned we've seen them on film using the donuts. We know that doesn't work. I mean, that just is way too predictable to be anywhere near reality. But I did catch a clip of the Packers running a tackling drill. You know that they're going to run other drills. And so we know that they're practicing this. But let's see it happen on the field. And again, that just goes down to the players. Coaches can only do so much. I mean, for crying out loud. All right, let's take a few more comments. Chuck, you are reading my mind. What is with you, dude? This is getting kind of weird. Trevor Davis is another guy I got my eye on. Now, he returned in big-time fashion. I'm going to tell you this. I know some will disagree with me, but that's okay. Trevor Davis is the real freaking deal. And he is making a name for himself out there. We've got Lazard, we've got Shepard, we've got guys like Kumaro that we love so much. Everyone hates Trevor Davis, but Trevor Davis is acting like a real big-time player right now. Excuse me. And this is a guy that's got 4.4 speed. This is a guy that has the feet to play the slot. I've mentioned that before. I've said Trevor Davis should be in the slot. You know, Geronimo Allison obviously has those quick feet too. Little longer guy. A little higher waisted, I guess I would say. I don't know. You know, they're probably only an inch in height difference. But watch out for Trevor Davis. He's going to be back there, and he is different. I give all the credit in the world for Shepard in his kick return to the 38. But Trevor Davis has shown in punt return he can take it to the house. That is pretty rare anymore. And I know I'll get hate for it, and that's okay. But I'll also get some love. There are some out there going, you know what? I kind of... And I was hating on Trevor Davis before the preseason began, before training camp. Now I'm watching the kid on the field, and I'm going, you know, this is for real. This is actually for real. Wave at some folks. So we'll keep our eye on Trevor Davis. And Deborah's asking, can he stay healthy? That's the biggest question. You know, and we've got a little bit of a track record with Brian Gutekunst not really leaning toward guys that can't stay healthy. That is probably your Trevor Davis, your Kevin King. That might affect Brian Bulaga next season, whether he gets another contract. But Brian is saying, let me see. Well, I lost the comment. It just flickered on me. Let me see if I can find it. Trevor Davis is fast. Janice is fast. Shepard is better. Davis is too fragile. Let me ask you this. Is Trevor Davis possibly, or is Shepard possibly our best gunner in kick returns? Nope. Is Shepard a seasoned vet at punt returns? Nope. So there is the argument out there. If you're talking in terms of value and versatility, there is no question that Trevor Davis has a lot more to offer. The question about his fragility, yeah, that's definitely in play, without a doubt. You know, if he goes out there and pulls a hammy tonight, I'm done, you know. But if he doesn't, this guy is serious. This guy is making a name for himself. He's a guy Aaron Rodgers is talking about. He's a guy Matt LaFleur is talking about. He is playing well as a wide receiver. That, I think, was the most important thing for Trevor Davis to do is, you know, under McCarthy, he never got on the field. And Wes Hodkiewicz talked about it. He's like, you know, I almost feel like I wish Trevor Davis had come into the league this year into a Matt LaFleur offense because he would have been stellar. That's not what Wes said. But this offense fits him and suits him. He can run the jet sweep motion. But the question is, again, Shepard isn't out there as a gunner on both kick and punt return, nor is he out there taking the ball to the house as a punt returner. Add to that the fact that if you can do that as a punt returner, you are a lock as far as I'm concerned. If I'm Matt LaFleur, he is getting reps in the slot with that kind of footwork ability. And Trevor Davis, there's a difference between Trevor Davis and, say, MVS, who's, you know, faster. Trevor Davis gets up to speed quicker than MVS. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Accelerated, it's Trevor Davis. put him in the slot? Are you kidding me? I've been talking about this forever. And the kid is making contested catch after contested catch right now. So again, all that to say, I want to watch and see. I just want to watch and see if he can stay healthy. You know, he had the little hiccup. This was, from what I understand, an unnecessary hit that he took that took him out. And Chuck says, Kumaro and Davis need to get on the field. Yes, for sure. Thomas loves the shirt. Fear the deer, man. Thomas. And guys, Thomas, if you other folks want to become a supporter, it's 99 cents a month. That helps me get back. I'm trying so hard to get back to 5 days a week. I'm simulcasting now. If you're on Instagram and you want to support, facebook.com/Green Bay Packer Nation, you'll see my GPN logo. And you can just click the badge with the heart in it and get the badge with the heart in it. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/Packer Nation. We're doing a new thing. You're not getting the typical advertisements. I'm just talking to you guys about partnering up with me. And I don't have sponsors on this show. We just talk Packers on this show. And I'm going to tell you one other thing that this gets me a little bit. And I don't know if any of you guys catch it out there, but I want to make this statement, and then we'll get back to Packer football. I am only a Wisconsin sport person. I will not be out there writing for the Buffalo frickin' Bills. And I understand why guys have to do this. You got to make your money. I have nothing against it. I just want to let you guys know, if you decide to partner with me, you are partnering with a Packer fan only. Now, other sports, it's all Wisconsin for me. I'm a Brewer fan. I'm a Bucks fan. That's it. Okay. But I hear so many guys, they're like, oh, where can we get your stuff? And they're like, well, I write for the Buffalo Bills on SB Nation. I'm with The Athletic doing the Cavaliers. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. But I will not ever do that. I just want to let you guys know. All right. So tonight's a big game. I think this is more important than most of the preseason games, not just in the sense that it's the third preseason game. You're expecting to see more of the starters, but also in the sense that, this is Matt LaFleur's offense being instituted for the first time. Aaron Rodgers has talked about the fact that, these preseason games are so vanilla that he doesn't really get a whole lot out of it. But I still do think it's important. I don't think it's necessary. I agree with Matt LaFleur. I don't think it's necessary that Aaron Rodgers plays. But I would kind of like to see it, and I think it would be good for him to go in and show the team that, listen, when I run this offense, this is what we're going to be able to do. Even vanilla, when the play breaks down, Aaron Rodgers is still going to be better than Tim Boyle, DeShone Kizer, Manny. You know what I'm saying. And I do think it's important. I think a little bit of confidence in this offense and a little bit of momentum might be an important thing. Now, the momentum side of things, I don't think you can get, to be quite honest, because the fourth preseason game, all momentum is going to go out the window, I think. But to some extent, they're going to, the starters are going to look back at this game 3 if it goes well or if it goes poorly, and they're going to kind of have a feeling about where we're at. Packer Nation definitely going to have a feeling about where we're at after tonight. Heart me up if you agree, because last week was kind of a disaster. I didn't feel real good at all. The week before that, I felt pretty good. Defense is making turnovers. Running game is going good. Yeah, man, this is working out. Wait till we get Aaron Rodgers on the field. Wait till we get Aaron Jones on the field. You better watch out. But as of last Thursday, I'm going kind of deer in the headlights. I'm like, I don't think this team can tackle. They couldn't last week. They can't this week. I don't know if we can run the ball. Dexter Williams was supposed to be this perfect fit for the zone scheme. And my only hope tonight is Aaron Rodgers being the savior like he's always been in the past. And that's what we were supposedly going to get away from. Phil is here. Good afternoon, Packer Nation Saboteur Rita Viva. Lee is on Patreon, says, I don't want Rodgers to play. I'm having a bad feeling. Please don't say that out loud. I think I just did, actually. Maybe I screwed it all up. If you're, I can totally understand. Okay, so you're watching a preseason game. It's on Hard Knocks. Isn't that great? Nobody freaking cares. I'm more interested in this game for Hard Knocks than just about anything else. And then Aaron Rodgers trots on the field. Those on Facebook, you can thumbs up if you're feeling this. You're going, I am just flat out, I've got a bad feeling about this. Just wrap Aaron Rodgers in bubble wrap. I've been through 2 years. That's enough. We saw Jordy Nelson in the preseason back in 15. I'm done. Just keep him on the sidelines. Let him take mental reps. Good enough for me. Okay, I can understand that perspective. I guess I'm kind of a risk taker in that. I think that's where it comes down to, is I think I'm a risk taker. I want to see him out there. I want to see him drill. I want to see the return. There was this moniker that was going around, and it was a guy I had corresponded with who was a Washington fan when we played. This was probably 3-4 years ago. We played Washington, and he called Aaron Rodgers the executioner. And I think that he just walks out there, he finds the soft spot, and he lops off your head. I mean, that's what I want to see tonight. I want to see Aaron Rodgers out there commanding this offense, LaFleur's offense, the new Packer offense. Now, if I have to wait till September 5th, I will wait till September 5th. But as of last week, I'm like, I don't know if we can beat the Bears on September 5th. And that kind of makes me mad. That makes me want to see something. So I don't know about you, but that's kind of where I'm at with that. All right, let's take some more comments here. Scott says he'll be fine regardless. And I agree with you on that. I do want to make it clear. I agree that he's going to be fine. I think it has more to do with, honestly, I think the fundamental tackling on the defense really has me more concerned than anything else, to be honest. Fidel is here. Good afternoon. It's game day. Go Pack Go. Carrie says, hey, Brady, fast in and out today, working. All right. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. And I hope Aaron Rodgers is fast in and out today, working. Score that touchdown, throw it 2 times, run it 3 times, touchdown, walk off the field. We know what we've got. Defense goes out there, tackles like they're supposed to. I'm going to be okay with this whole thing. Let me wave to another fan on Instagram. Good to see you. Instagram kind of looking over my shoulder now. We are simulcasting live over Facebook, YouTube Live, which I also need to check in on in case anybody jumped in. And, of course, Patreon through Get Vocal. And if you're a patron, you can let me know, and you get to get on the show. You are the only ones that do, folks, because you guys are the best. That's all there is to it. So, yeah, I do think this is an important game for the Packers moving forward. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is necessary to it being a good game. I think Aaron Jones, we're going to – all eyes are going to be on Aaron Jones. I do believe Aaron Rodgers will play tonight in a very limited capacity. I would expect him to go out there and play a series. If he plays 2 series, then I might be like, we could regret this. If he plays 1 series, I'm totally cool. Totally cool with it. And we are also live streaming on YouTube. Let's see what we got here. I've got the volume turned off. So, and I'm trying for my patrons, by the way, I'm trying to get to where right now, I believe the microphone on my video camera is doing the audio. I need the good audio. And so if you're listening on Patreon and the audio is not as good, that's because I haven't figured that out yet. I'm not a smart man. I'm just dumb enough to do a show. I guess that's all there is to it. But we're going to have a lot of fun, and this is going to be an important game. And, it's not going to be a sexy game in terms of, teams doing a lot of stuff. Aaron Rodgers talked about the Raiders, kind of like the Ravens. They worked a little bit more. They put a little bit more into it, but mostly what you're looking for is player fits, coordination between players and stuff like that. And that's what we're going to get tonight. All right. Let's see what else we got in terms of comments. Ron, do you think our middle linebackers are too small? I know speed is important, but wish we had a thumper, I think. I don't. I think – so here's the thing. This is what I go back to. This goes back to my high school days. Force equals mass times acceleration. So we've got guys out there with speed. As long as they have the aggressiveness that we need, they're going to be fine. They're going to be quicker. They're going to be able to get off blocks faster as long as they don't get into guys too far, because they're not going to have, necessarily as long an arm. They don't have as big of bodies. But in terms of tackling, it comes down to fundamentals. We're getting to the ball carriers. And the reason we're doing that is because we're fast. And that speed is super important. You got to add into this the fact that your middle linebacker position, a lot of times you end up in coverage duties, and we've got to have speed to do that. You've got to have speed. You got to be loose, and it's a passing league. So I think all told, and putting it all together, I think we should be okay. I don't know that we will be, because guys like Josh Jones have not performed. He's 220. He's light. He's one of your guys that you say, is he too small? Well, you saw him out there. He's able to make tackles. He's able to knife through because he's smaller, and he's able to avoid those blockers. Now, if he gets one-on-one and gets into an O-lineman, he's not going to win that battle. So there is that point to it. But I do think we should be okay as long as the guys we've got to perform. But we already lost Oren Burks. And Bolton looks good. Summers, though, they've been keeping Bolton behind Martinez, I believe. And Summers playing the left in base. So, I kind of would like to see a little more out of Bolton, because he's playing fantastic defense right now. So I'll have my eye on him as well. And I'm not sure how the team wants to handle that. But all right, guys. Well, it is about time for me to call it. And I am going to wrap up. I will be going live. I think McQuaid might go live before the game tonight. I'm going to be going live at halftime. I hope to see you there. And I'm hopeful, if I'm still not too tired, to go live after the game, because I've got a long double shift at work tomorrow, and I got to be there early. I'm going to have to head out, get my walking shoes on about 7:30 to get there on time. So you guys have a great day. We will look forward to seeing you on the halftime show. I will do that over Facebook, so check on your notifications for that. Patrons, as always, we love you. Thank you so much. If you want to become a Facebook supporter, that is facebook.com/Green Bay Packer Nation. Patreon is patreon.com/Packer Nation. And I will hope to see you guys on. Get that badge. We'll talk to you again soon. Go Pack.